So we will first look into the overview of Bootstrap and then we'll jump into the concepts of Bootstrap. So this is a complete guide with projects and here, come on. Yeah, so what is Bootstrap? So Bootstrap is actually a framework. People call it a framework of CSS. I can say it's a framework of HTML, CSS as well as JavaScript. Mostly we use JavaScript. I mean, mostly we use the Bootstrap for developing web applications in a better way. Because generally you can use a regular vanilla CSS to develop the applications. So instead of using the vanilla CSS, we can start using Bootstrap because Bootstrap is having a full of built-in components. For example, we have alerts, we have a list groups, we have carousel, navbar, buttons, spinners, progress bar. Like lot of components are there in built in Bootstrap. So as a developer, you don't need to spend much time in creating these components and incorporate with your web application because this is a faster way of website development can happen with Bootstrap. Okay, and it's completely open source because you don't need to pay any license for Bootstrap because completely open source. Okay, and also it uses the mobile first approach. So what is meant by mobile first approach is uh, nowadays what is the website, whatever the website you see, it is completely compatible for mobile. So it is perfectly fit for even mobile, laptop and desktop. So it fit for all the screens or devices. So the main intention of Bootstrap is any website which you develop using Bootstrap is by default it fit for all the different devices. Starts from mobile to the laptop and even extra large screens. Okay, so that's the way Bootstrap has been defined as a mobile first approach, and it's highly customizable. And what are all the components which are there in Bootstrap which are highly customizable? You can change the styles, you can change the colors, fonts, everything, and you can even completely reinvent a new component with the help of the Bootstrap components. Okay, and you can also extend the Bootstrap to another library. It means you can also add some jQuery plugins like Isotope, Search, okay, a full screen with background animations and all this. So extra libraries can also to be added to the Bootstrap. Okay, so now the current version today what we are learning is Bootstrap 5.1. So now, what are the new things which is there in Bootstrap 5? So Bootstrap 5 has removed jQuery. So previously Bootstrap 4 and Bootstrap 3, we need to add a jQuery library for a Bootstrap application, but it is completely removed. It is only using a pure and vanilla JavaScript, only JavaScript, and that jQuery dependency has been removed completely from a Bootstrap. And there are few classes are updated. Okay, going forward we'll see what all the classes has been updated, and the main important thing is they have dropped a support for Internet Explorer 11 and 10 version because it is bit older. So but it supports all the newer versions of all the browsers like Chrome, Safari, uh, Internet Explorer, Mozilla and all, but newer versions will be supported and it's not compatible with the old versions. And most of the components are improved in design perspective and look and feel perspective, and also it is added few extra classes like large screen XXL has been added for extra large screen, and even from Bootstrap 5 the documentation has also been improved. Okay, you can start easily Bootstrap just by following a documentation. And the very important thing is Bootstrap is having a full of components, and each component have its own structure and its own classes. Okay, so you don't need to remember any of those classes. All these classes are there already in with demo in Bootstrap documentation. Only just you need to know is how to follow the documentation. If you know how to follow documentation, you can develop, I'll guarantee you can develop any kind of application using Bootstrap. Okay, even that's what we do going forward. Okay, so next, who can take this course? Almost everyone can take this course. As a beginner, if you want to learn what is there in Bootstrap, you can take up this course. Or the people who are already working on website development and explore more components and more ideas or tricks to develop a website, so you can definitely take this course. And also, uh, you must know basic HTML and CSS knowledge. So prerequisite for this course is you need to have a basic understanding how websites can be developed and like generally what is website and those stuff, browsers and all those information. And just basic HTML, CSS knowledge is enough, and JavaScript knowledge is actually not required. Okay, and what software is required for this course development is any OS. You can use any OS like Mac, Linux, Windows, any OS you can use. I'll be using Windows here, and any browser you can test because generally websites can be developed on browser. You'll be tested on browser, so you can use any browser like Chrome, Opera, Brave, Firefox, like that. I'll be using Chrome or Brave sometimes. And editor to develop any website, you need to have an editor. You can use VS Code or WebStorm or Sublime Text or Atom brackets. Many things are there, but I'll be using WebStorm or VS Code. Okay, so this is all about Bootstrap, and now let's start with the learning plan. So this is as a crash course, so we can't discuss each and every module of this slide, but we understand the basic and advanced components of Bootstrap, and also finally we will develop a complete project. Okay, so now let's have a look what is the project which we are going to develop in this course. So once we have done with all the components, then we will be developing this uh, application, this is a website. So this is a restaurant website which have a links in the nav bar, and we also have a full screen slider. Okay, and then we have another section which contains the handpicked items and all this information about them, and we have this section which plays a video, and here also we have a video section regarding this uh, I mean this restaurant, and also another one like three sections you have, like one text is one side and video is one side, and then we have another section of our chefs, which is neatly designed cards of Bootstrap. Okay, and after that we have finally a contact section. Okay, so this website we are going to develop in this course. Before we develop this website, we will look into the actual components and setup. Okay, so now let's start how to make a Bootstrap structure for Bootstrap.